Hai, halo semuanya. Selamat berjumpa lagi dengan saya, Manina Putri Wismurti, Festival Co-Director dari Europe on Screen 2023. Seperti yang sudah kita umumkan weekend lalu bahwa festivalnya akan kembali hadir tidak hanya di Jakarta, tapi juga di beberapa kota lainnya di Indonesia. Kita akan hadir dari tanggal 16 sampai 25 Juni 2023. Kalian juga sudah lihat co-director saya Noval dengan papan serunya yang ditulis dengan terbalik supaya bisa kalian baca. Jangan lupa Europe on Screen akan hadir kembali tanggal 16 sampai 25 Juni 2023, tidak hanya di Jakarta tapi juga di kota lain. Dan tahun ini kita kembali ke format awal kita, yaitu fully offline. Saya mendengar ada yang kecewa kayaknya di kota-kota lain. Ya, saya lihat banyak sekali yang berkomentar bahwa, oh kenapa nggak ada online lagi, kenapa nggak, it's a time changing dan kami ingin kembali lagi membawa keseruan festival yang sesungguhnya, yaitu datang ke venue, nonton rame-rame, ngantri, kenalan, nonton secara kolektif di mana kalian bisa seseruan bareng walaupun kalian datang sendirian misalnya, dan bisa datang ke 7 kota. Tahun ini kami selain di Jakarta akan hadir di Bekasi, Bandung, di Jogja, di Surabaya, di Denpasar, dan juga di Medan. Serta di Jakarta tentunya. Jadi ada 7 kota untuk Europe on Screen 2023 tahun ini. Jadi nanti kalian jangan lupa untuk pantengin terus akun sosial media kami di baik dari Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, ada juga di podcast, TikTok, dan juga di YouTube. Kalian bisa cek nanti apa saja tanggalnya. Untuk film line up-nya kita belum sekarang. Untuk line up filmnya nanti tolong dicatat, di bulan Juni kita akan umumkan film line up-nya seperti apa, atau mungkin kalau kalian udah ada yang bisa menduga silakan bisa di dalam postingan kami. Mungkin ada yang mungkin mau request juga film apa, silakan. Kami akan kembali dengan format offline seperti yang saya bilang tadi. Kita akan mengadakan semua pemutaran secara offline di venue-venue yang terkait. Mungkin buat penggemarnya Europe on Screen sudah banyak yang tahu ya biasanya screeningnya di mana. Tapi jangan khawatir, kami akan memberitahukan tempat screeningnya di mana aja, terutama di kota-kota lain dalam rangkaian Road to Europe on Screen 2023. Sore ini kita hadir di Road to Europe on Screen 2023 untuk online session, online event, yaitu Instagram Live session with Nathalie Mirop from CNL. CNL itu adalah badan perfilman di Belanda yang memang mengurus film-film Belanda dan industri filmnya, bagaimana mempromosikannya di luar dan juga mendistribusikannya. Jadi kita akan ngobrol bareng, jadi mirip dengan fungsi BPI ya kalau di kita Badan Perfilman Indonesia. Dan CNL ini sudah bekerja sama dengan Europe on Screen sejak lama. Dan kami ingin memperkenalkan CNL juga kepada kalian, kepada teman-teman Europe on Screen, supaya kalian juga bisa cari tahu nanti apakah mungkin nih film kalian diputar misalnya di Belanda, atau mungkin membutuhkan saran dari mereka untuk distributor yang oke untuk memutar film kalian di Belanda. Siapa tahu ini bisa jadi salah satu ajang untuk mencari pengetahuan tersebut. Kalau ada yang ingin bertanya, silakan bisa langsung bertanya di sini dalam bahasa Indonesia juga nggak apa-apa, nanti saya bantu terjemahkan. Dan sekali lagi jangan lupa festival kami itu di tanggal 16 sampai 25 Juni. Kalian bisa cek-cek untuk di akun sosial media kami. Untuk website untuk sementara kami tutup dulu. Nanti kalian bisa buka setelah kita akan pengumuman line up di bulan Juni. Dan kalau ada pertanyaan lainnya silakan. Selama ini kita masih melakukan Road to EOS 2023 online event dengan Instagram Live Series yang berlangsung setiap hari Senin dan juga hari Kamis. Nah, di Kamis ini kita akan ngobrol bareng. Again, we will talk with Nathalie Mirop from CNL. She's the head of feature film promotion, and I will invite her to join now on this session. Again, if you have a question, you can also ask her later on directly here.
Hello.
Hey, Natalie, good to
Hello.
see
How
you.
are you? Good to see you.
I'm, I'm good. How is it right now?
I'm,
Are you in Amsterdam?
I'm in Amsterdam right now. Yeah.
It looks so bright. Is it like warm or?
It is sunny and the weather is bright, but unfortunately, it's not warm yet. We are waiting
Okay.
for spring to start, and it's
Okay.
arriving
Happy King's
very
Day.
late this time.
Yeah, I can imagine. But yeah, Happy King's Day for you. We just had a King's Day celebration last night, actually, at the Erasmus Huis in Indonesia, as well as the Dutch Embassy here in Indonesia.
Oh, really? That sounds so nice.
Yes, I got a chance to had a taste of Dutch cheese as well as the herring, actually. But yeah, it was Happy King's Day for you, and I think that also we have some Dutch colleague from the Erasmus and the embassy that's going to watch the session today. So thank you for them also for their support to Europe on Screen as well as for the CNL. We have been in contact for so many years, right, Natalie?
We have, mhm. We have
Mm-hmm.
been collaborating for many, many years already.
Yes, that's true. Maybe you can explain or introduce yourself and also your role in the CNL to our audience here.
Sure. Well, my name is Nathalie Mirop and I work at CNL in Amsterdam, and my job is the manager of the international promotion of feature films. And for those who don't know what CNL is a collaboration between the Netherlands Film Fund and the I Film Museum, dedicated to the international promotion of Dutch cinema and the Dutch film industry. And yeah, basically we are the national agency for the promotion of Dutch cinema abroad.
So it means that you also promote all the feature film, the Dutch feature film in Indonesia.
Yes, all over the world. Yeah, I'm focused on feature film promotion, but we are here for all Dutch films, so we also promote documentaries, short films, animated films, everything.
What kind of promotion that you particularly do in terms of the recent Dutch film titles, for example? Do you distribute them, meaning that commercially or in film festival or in a platform or something like that?
No, we do not do commercial distribution. First of all, we have a website, CNL website, which is c-nl.com, where almost daily we update the website with news on Dutch cinema.
Mm-hmm.
We also send out press releases, newsletters. We make several publications. For example, every year we make a new film catalog with all the newest films coming up. And then one part of our job is to bring all these new films to the attention of film festivals like yours, so they are aware of them. And we try to highlight the films that might be interesting for them.
Mm-hmm. So is that also include the promotion to, let's say, submit the Dutch film to other international film festivals too?
For some festivals we also submit, but a lot of film festivals, they prefer if the filmmakers or the producers themselves submit. But we usually help them, yeah.
I see. And how about like the younger filmmakers, the Dutch younger filmmaker? How do they get your support? Do they have to apply for a promotional package or something like that, or do you come to them?
Well, first of all, we have to know about all the films that are being made.
Okay.
And that's also one of the reasons why we make the catalog. And we know from the Netherlands Film Fund which films are in the making and which films will be finished when. But there are also some films that are not supported by the Film Fund. So we ask filmmakers to inform us about their productions. And then one of the first steps is helping them decide about a festival strategy. So for each film, you should focus on submitting it for different kinds of festivals. So that's one of the tasks we have in supporting the Dutch filmmakers. And then once a film is selected, for example, we can help giving the film there on that festival more visibility too.
Okay.
Yeah, we do many things.
Just out of curiosity,
Yes.
what kind of promotional strategy that you usually offers or provide to these young filmmakers?
You mean what kind of festival strategy or?
No, I mean like promotional strategy.
Well, it all depends on what the filmmaker themselves want and hope for, of course. But one of the best ways to get an audience is to try to get a film selected in a film festival, especially for beginning filmmakers who usually don't have a feature film yet, but a short film. And one of the most important platforms for short films are the festivals, I would say.
Okay, so you think that it is still effective to submit films and promote them via international film festival, right?
Via international film festival, yes, that's right. And but we always advise filmmakers to really think about the kind of film they have made and to look at the profile of the different film festivals there are. So don't, because it's also a costly matter often. You have to pay a lot of submission fees, and it's good to think before if the kind of film you make is the kind of film a festival would be interested in.
Okay. So let's say if I'm like a young filmmaker and then I want to make a budget of my film, how much that you would think is appropriate to allocate for the promotion itself, like including this kind of
That's a
piece?
very difficult question.
Like maybe how many % of the total production usually?
I cannot really answer that question. It really depends on the film.
Each film.
Yeah, but for Dutch filmmakers, I would say they can come to us and we can help them with the festival strategy first, and we can think with them about what is the best way to start a promotion.
Okay. Yes, we have a similar institution here in Indonesia, like CNL. It's called the BPI, the Film Industries Institution, Indonesian Film Institution. And I was just wondering because I mostly meet you in International Film Festival official offline. Do you always register like CNL to hope to have an open booth or in other international film festival, or you just put a focus maybe at the EFM or at Cannes, or do you also go to other markets?
We go to a lot of festivals all year around, but at the Berlinale and in Cannes, For example, we have a booth at the market every year,
Yeah.
our CNL booth. There, Dutch filmmakers can meet with international industry and international film professionals like festival programmers or producers. They can come to our booth to ask for information about the Dutch films and the Dutch film industry. And we always have the booth together. Well, CNL is iFilm Museum and Netherlands Film Fund, but we also share the booth with the Dutch Film Commissioner. So he can also give a lot of information about possibilities for shooting in the Netherlands.
Okay. So yeah, so I understand from you that will be from another commission to talk about the co-production, and but that is also possible, right? To do a co-production with Netherlands.
Right. Yeah. There are a lot of the Netherlands Film Fund. They have several schemes that for international co-production, but since I'm part of CNL and we are dedicated to the international promotion, I don't know all the schemes and all the rules and criteria for the getting funding. So if people want to know more about that, they should first check out the website of the Netherlands Film Fund, I would suggest. And there are also a lot of contact details. And if they want to know more, they can send them an email. Or if they are coming to the Cannes Film Festival this month, they are very welcome to drop by our CNL pavilion.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful, because here in Indonesia we have a lot of feature film that, for example, has a grant from the Hubert Bos Fund, and then also in the next Cannes, hopefully we could sign a treaty with the Dutch government for co-production. So that would be great to support both of our country's film industry.
For sure, yeah, and you're right. Besides the Netherlands Film Fund, there's also the Hubert Bos Fund. That's part of the Rotterdam Film Festival, and among others also the Bertha Fund from ITVA. So there are several.
True, the documentary,
yeah.
Yes, we have also some co-production in our documentary films that we see from ITVA too. Yeah.
Right.
And then that's really nice. And coming back to your promotional strategy of also having the booth in the International Film Festival, does that really help? Because maybe you can give advice to ours here, because we rarely have our booths in the international film market.
You mean you ask for advice about?
Yes. Is that really effective to have the booths and to meet directly in the market with all these people in the industry?
For us, our presence in these markets are very important, and having the booth is also very important to have like a sort of home base for the Dutch film industry. And we also want to assist them with the opportunity to connect with our international film professionals.
Okay, yeah, so I hope our film institution will also follow your strategy in that part. And now, what are the challenges that you faced so far while you are working at the CNL?
Well, actually, this year, the first half of this year is starting very good for Dutch film abroad. We've had many Dutch films world premiering at important international film festivals like Rotterdam, Berlin, also Hot Dogs and Oberhauser Short Film Festival. We have a Dutch film in Cannes will premiering this month, and several minority co-productions as well. Also in Tribeca.
Oh, cool.
So I would say this year is starting out really good. But I think we are dealing with the same challenges that not only we have, but many countries have all around the world, that the local cinema is overshadowed by US blockbusters. Cinema attendance is going down. So these are difficulties that everybody is dealing with, I think.
I see. So how is the cinema attendance right now in the Netherlands?
It's going up a little bit, but yeah, it's not as good as before the pandemic.
Ah, okay. But it's open already in a full capacity, right?
Yes, for a while now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, because here there are some Indonesian film production that's still waiting to be released at the cinema because we have very limited screen, and like you said, mostly are dominated by Hollywood blockbusters. And I was just wondering whether do you have a similar problem, like a limited of Dutch films are still waiting to be screened at the cinema?
There are a lot of films that sort of piled up during the pandemic. So yeah, there's a lot to be released or being released. And I love going to the cinema myself, and I go, I think, about once a week, but there are still so many films that I don't get a chance to see because there's so much. So it's hard.
Yeah, I feel you. Too many films actually. But I was just wondering whether those Dutch films that's not being released in the cinema, do they go to some kind of screening platform?
I think the majority of Dutch films that are being made, they are getting a cinema release.
Okay.
About 40 feature films are being made every year, and about 20 feature documentaries, and they usually get a theatrical release. And then after that, they might get Netflix or Amazon or one of the other streaming platform release. Yeah.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, how many short films usually being produced every year? Because I understand Dutch have a lot of short films.
There are a lot, yeah, and I don't know the number by heart, but there are quite a lot every year. Yeah,
very productive in that sense, yes.
and yeah, actually every year there are quite a few Dutch short films that are very successful at the festivals around the world. Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes, I think we are always looking.
Be able to say a number.
No, it's okay, but I think we are always looking forward for Dutch short actually, because it's quite famous, and all the Dutch short films are always good and recent in portraying especially recent issues in the society. That's even in the animation too.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe also in that terms, in relation to that, maybe you can you can suggest us what the filmmakers that you are been eyeing, like you always try to follow these Dutch filmmakers, or maybe what kind of titles that you can suggest?
No, I try to follow as many as as possible, because it's also part, well, it's because I'm interested, but it's also part of my job to know what's happening. So I try to keep updated on which films are being made.
Okay. And do you also have like a characteristic that makes the Dutch film stands out? Like, is it because of the funny, the comedy, or what kind of characteristic? If you would like to see the Dutch film.
I think it's impossible to name like 3 characteristics for all Dutch films. I guess one of the characteristics is that Dutch cinema is tremendously diverse. There are romantic comedies, drama, horror films, also documentaries, animated films, experimental films. So, yeah, it's hard to gather them all under 3 characteristics. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a very strong tradition in documentary filmmaking. And also the Dutch family films have been quite successful abroad for many, many years.
Yes. Yes, that's what also we are looking for at the Dutch film. Some of the film that we selected for this year's festival has very good material in the family values, like for example, like the one that we saw in Berlinale, Kido. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah, and what's so good about these films that they are great for youth, but they are also great for adult people.
Yeah, that's true. And also it's actually portraying heavy stuff, heavy story. I mean, with the relationship between mothers and the daughter, and then also the society that involves surrounding it. So yeah, that was a really good film.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, and maybe the last 2 questions. It's actually for the Indonesian audience. Like maybe you could give them some advice if they want to distribute their film in the Netherlands. Do you know where they can go, or maybe can they go to some website or something?
I think that the best advice I can give them is to try to get their film selected for one of the Dutch for one of the festivals we have in the Netherlands, because they are a great way to find a Dutch audience. So they could submit their film to the International Film Festival Rotterdam. If it's a documentary, to ITVA. For family films, Cine Kids. Then we have several short film festivals like Go Short and Kaboom. And also Movies That Matter. And well, there are more festivals, but these are all very renowned festivals, and it's good to, if you get selected, it's great because you find a Dutch audience, but you also are noted internationally.
So one of the way to promote the films, Indonesian film in the Dutch film industry, is through that festivals, right?
Yeah, I think that would be a good way. Finding, because I think you mean having a film sold to the Netherlands to get the film released in the Dutch cinemas. For that, the way to do that is to get an international sales agent first.
Okay.
who would sell the film to distributors all around the world and also to the Netherlands.
Okay, good to know. So that now our audience can prepare themselves to also participate later, maybe in ITFA. Usually ITFA in November, October, right?
Right, in November, yes.
Yes, yes, that will be great. And what is the next step, the next event for CNL?
The first event coming up is Cannes. We are all preparing for that.
Okay, but yeah, also because you also have film in the competition, I guess.
Yeah, but we are mostly working on the preparation for our pavilion in Cannes. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, with the Dutch Pavilion at the Village International, yes.
Yes.
Good, good. Yeah. Well, I hope to see you there at the Cannes Film Festival.
Me too. I hope to see you there.
Yes, and thank you so much, Nathalie, for spending a time with us in this session to talk about a little bit about Dutch film industry and then how to also improve Indonesian film industry, and then maybe we can do sometimes a co-production later on.
Yeah, for sure. I think not in Cannes, but later this year there will be yeah, more not a co-production treaty will be signed, but they're working on it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, we are working on that. We are working on the treaty between Indonesian film industry as well as the Dutch film industry to get something going on.
Yeah, very good.
Great. Yeah. Thank you, Nathalie, and I hope you had a good day ahead. Well, we're just finishing all the hours here at the office hour, and I guess you are ready for lunch right now.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you for having me, and I wish you a very nice evening.
Great. Thank you, Nathalie.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. So yes, thank you everyone. That was our talk with Nathalie Mirop, the head of feature film promotion international from the CNL. CNL itu adalah badan perfilmannya mereka seperti BPI, badan perfilman dari Belanda yang mengurus promosi film-filmnya. Mereka juga punya ada Netherlands Film Commission, komisi film Belanda yang juga mengurus soal co-production. Dan seperti yang dia bilang tadi, kehadiran CNL di International Film Festival and International Film Market dengan booth-nya, dengan booth dari Belanda, itu sangat membantu mendistribusikan film-film Belanda. Jadi saya harap saya juga bisa melihat badan perfilman kita punya booth juga nanti dengan mungkin dengan kementerian, ada di Cannes atau ada di festival film lainnya. Itu akan sangat berguna buat memasarkan film Indonesia di kancah film dunia. Dan terima kasih banyak sudah hadir di sini. Kita akan kembali lagi nanti hari Senin. Jangan lupa festivalnya akan berlangsung dari tanggal 16 sampai 25 Juni secara offline di 7 kota, di Jakarta, Bekasi, Bandung, Yogyakarta, Surabaya, Denpasar, dan Medan. Di Instagram Live ini nanti kami akan ngobrol dengan venue-venue, jadi kalian bisa tahu venue-nya di mana saja. Semoga nanti bisa ditonton oleh kalian. Thank you so much. Dan minggu depan kita akan ngobrol lagi di Instagram Live di hari Senin dan hari Kamis. Dan jangan lupa untuk pantengin terus sosial media kami untuk mengetahui info terbaru. Oh ya, satu lagi saya ingin mengajak kalian untuk datang ke alun-alun Eropa hari Sabtu ini di GBK. Gelora Bung Karno. Di situ kami akan memutar film EOS, filmnya apa bisa dilihat nanti di sana. Coba cek di akunnya Uni Eropa untuk cara masuknya. Seingat saya sih pakai registrasi, tapi coba cek di sana. Mungkin bisa ditanyakan ke akun mereka juga karena alun-alun Eropa ini adalah event yang dikerjakan oleh Uni Eropa. Dan Europe On Screen akan berpartisipasi di sana dengan memutar film-film dari Europe On Screen. Jadi kalau kalian udah nggak sabar, pengen nonton film Europe On Screen, bisa datang nanti hari Minggu di hari Sabtu 6 Mei di GBK. pemutaran filmnya nanti akan berlangsung sekitar jam 6 sore. Jadi kalian bisa bertemu saya dan Noval juga di sana serta tim EOS lainnya. Sampai nanti and have a great evening. Ciao.